Hi everyone, my name is McCulloch and I'm one of the managers at the Garage nightclub in Glasgow. I don't know if you've heard of it. You might have seen the big yellow truck on Sucky Hall Street. So yeah, as you can see in the picture there obviously. I've been kindly invited here today to speak about the work we do within our venue to promote accessibility. Within the music industry and to hopefully inspire other venues to do the same. So at the Garage, we pride ourselves on being an all-inclusive venue, and we certainly try our best. And from our regular club nights to the many shows that are hosted in the Garage in our venue by companies such as DF, which is where Louise is from today, we're just all about ensuring that music can be enjoyed by everyone and anyone, basically, at the end of the day. From the venue's birth way back in 1994, we started off with just the one venue, the Garage Main Hall. And from then, we expanded into having the three venues, the Garage, G2, and the Attic. Each of those having their own different challenges to accessibility that we've had to overcome in the years. Our managing director, Donald McLeod, MBE, he'll kill me if I don't get the MBE part in, has been heavily involved in the music industry for longer than I've been alive. And over the years, he's been passionate about bringing music to everyone. From chairing the Scottish division of Nordoff Robbins, a charity dedicated to delivering music therapy across the UK, to delivering the hugely successful Scottish Music Awards. It's no surprise that he's made accessibility a priority for his venues. So we've had our fair share of celebrities on our stages over the years. So we've had Prince, Panic at the Disco, Fall Out Boy, One Direction. I was kind of hoping that we took that part out, but my personal favourite was the Venga Boys. I don't know about you, feel free to judge what you like, but hearing We Like to Party live is fantastic. In addition to these gigs, we've also partnered with the Include Me Too Club, based in Glasgow, that host club nights for their members who have additional support needs. The event was commandeered by their chairman, Paul McElvenny, for the purpose of promoting equality and diversity for their members by offering a range of activities and events in venues where disabilities are commonly misunderstood, nightclubs being one of them. So being able to challenge the barriers and inequalities that the members of the Include Me Too Club face is something that we're really proud of at the Garage at the end of the day. And if there's anything you should take away from this presentation, it's that music doesn't discriminate. It should be enjoyed by everyone, and by just a bit of, or by not doing too much, putting in some simple steps that Louise has obviously said to you guys as well, such as allowing people who need that just a wee bit extra kindness from a venue. You can make someone's night just that wee bit more enjoyable. We actually hosted one of the Include Me Too Club nights yesterday, and as always, it was a massive success. We're always getting great feedback from the team at Include Me Too Club, usually from Paul, who puts a lot of work into making these nights as great and as memorable as possible for their members. So it's not always been plain sailing for us, to be honest. Everyone has to start somewhere, and for us, that start was when a wheelchair user came along to see a show and quickly realised that they would have to battle up 2 sets of stairs. I don't know if anyone's been in the Garage, but they are not the easiest of stairs to get up, and thinking about those stairs is getting me quite out of breath just at the moment. It was obviously a bit of a challenge, but thankfully we've got a great team of staff who, because it's a licensed premise, they have to undergo security training, which also means they have to undergo first aid training as well. So we've got a good team of guys who are mostly bright people. A quick redirection to our back entrance was suggested where there's no stairs at all, and it was very clear to us that at that point in time, we were way behind in terms of what to be able to, or what to do to be able to cater for those with additional needs. Initially, customers with additional needs were required to phone the management team with their bookings, but it became clear very quickly that due to the amount of gigs and events that we host, the need for a dedicated member of staff was required, just so we could be able to accommodate the many bookings that were coming in. This is where our marketing events coordinator came into her own, and she did an amazing job setting up a dedicated email address to bring us into the real world and go digital. Together with an informative web page and some marketing through our media channels, we pushed the accessibility in order to make sure those that felt they needed extra assistance were given the attention they deserved. So, improvements-wise, like I mentioned earlier, it's not always been plain sailing for us. We're extremely lucky to have a venue that can accommodate most venues. No worries, no worries. Thank you. So we're extremely lucky to have a venue that can accommodate most customers. However, some improvements have had to be made along the way. We did get regular feedback that wheelchair users or those that couldn't stand for long periods of time were unable to see their favourite acts. To combat this, we made a structural improvement in the form of a raised booth seating area. Another area that came to light through the use of the dedicated access booking system was that people with autism were beginning to reach out to us and see if we were able to accommodate. A challenge we definitely wanted to take head on. This prompted a good deal of research on our part to ensure that we were doing everything in our power to be able to assist. Being an inclusive and diverse employer definitely helped in this process as well, as we have the benefit of speaking to our staff that also have learning difficulties and additional support needs. Through talking to some customers as well that had become regulars at the gigs and events that we put on, they also expressed that they were autistic. We found out that there were some valuable items that they had brought along with them just to make their experience a wee bit better. I'll go into more detail about it in a wee second, but we basically packed those items together, the things that we found that were most common, and basically used them for future use. One of the key items we found was the use of adhesive body warming patches. For those that struggled with temperature regulation, especially after travelling and entering the venue, because again, the stairs, it's an absolute killer. So here I've just got a quick wee picture of the sensory bags that we use in the garage. So our marketing events coordinator, Lauren, made up these sensory bags, and they've been such a great help to us, to those that need them. Some of the items included are the glasses, ear defenders, we've got a stress ball, sunflower lanyard, again the body warming patches, and the badges there. So our plan going forward is to make a number of changes to the venue to enhance the customer experience with accessibility in mind. One of the challenges we currently face is that during gigs, customers in the raised booth area aren't able to access the toilets. And as gigs can go on for quite a long period of time, it's something that can be quite uncomfortable for the customer. Changing the layout is what we hope to plan to do in the future, in the not too distant future in fact, just to help alleviate that problem. Another improvement we're planning on making is the use of radar keys. Currently our disabled toilets are opened by a member of staff, but with the use of radar keys, it just allows a customer easier access to toilets without the assistance of a member of staff. So we've got a lovely picture of one of our stewards there, looking very happy. Basically, recommendations to other venues. We, at the garage, we have a long way to go to be able to say that we are an accessible venue for every single person. But in the meantime, this is just a small list of recommendations that I would suggest to maybe other venues or other management in other venues that have definitely helped us along the way. So the benefits far outweigh the drawbacks. The feeling of receiving that great bit of feedback from a customer who mentioned that they were made to feel welcomed in a venue or to an event where they would not normally attend is second to none. Sometimes it's not all about the financials as well. We are lucky to be quite a big company, so sometimes that doesn't come into the factor, but at the same time, it doesn't need to be. The various ways a venue can get on board with offering an all-inclusive experience, the sensory bags, for example, and then getting involved as well. That's one of the biggest ways that anyone can just play their part, really. Getting involved with charities such as Include Me Too Club, or just finding out a local charity near your venue often has no disadvantage at all. Sometimes the help you need is just a phone call or an email away. So, guys, thank you very much for listening. Hopefully, I've been able to show you all our own struggles in bringing accessibility for all to our venue and the ways in which we've managed to kind of overcome them. It's a great challenge to have, realistically. The busier our accessibility system is, the more people that are getting to go out and enjoy an event and be able to take that great experience home with them, just like everyone should be able to be honest with you. With a bit of planning and some investment in both time and money, it's my hope that all venues are able to extend their hospitality to everyone. And yeah, so thank you very much, guys, and I'll pass you back to Paul.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, Michael. So, does anyone have any questions they'd like to ask Michael at this point about the work that's happened at the garage? Oh, hand up, two hands up. Guy at the back with the cap on.
What you've done sounds fantastic. I ran a fairly small through capacity venue. We are fully ramped all the way through, clean room and main room. We've got accessible toilet, we've got a hearing loop, we've knocked down some cupboards at the back, we've got the raised platform at the back. It still requires 3 steps to get up to these platforms. Our next step is looking at some form of wheelchair lift, which is quite expensive to put in. Were you able to access any funding to do any of your work?
Due to the building's nature, it's not feasible for us to go down that route. So we've obviously had to get ramps in for that sort of thing for our raised booth area. It's one of the areas that we are looking into at the moment, because obviously it's a bit of a nightmare if someone needs to go to the toilet, for example, and you're having to get... Not currently. We just use it all out of our own funding, pretty much. But I do get it from yourself, from your own perspective. Smaller venues sometimes might be a bit more difficult. It's something that I'm looking into as well, just to see if we can open up like different sort of funding and stuff like that for other sorts of venues.
You had a hand up as well, didn't you?
Yeah, thank you. I work at the Fringe, and it's a funny environment because people register events with us that we don't really have any control over. So the register is part of the program. They go away, they run the event, and we can kind of guide them on how to make it more accessible. But the main kind of accessible event we have probably with guidance on is relaxed performances, just because there's kind of no, it's easier to sort of define captions performance day or a signed performance, whereas there's loads of different facets, obviously, to an autism-friendly performance. So I wondered what your standards were based on for autism-friendly events.
Yeah, so we take a lot of initiative from the Include Me Too Club. Those guys come in, Paul, I mentioned earlier, he's the chairperson. He does quite a lot of talks with our staff and just kind of makes sure that our staff know the sort of standards and protocols are in place to make accessibility an option for pretty much everyone. What I would say is get in touch with these sorts of people. If you're looking for more information, certainly I can put you in touch with them as well. He would probably be the better person to speak to in regards to that, but definitely catch me after it and I can pass over details.
Just to add to that, I don't know if you've ever heard of Tourette's Hero. Tourette's Hero are it's a lady called Jess Tom runs it with someone else. She's got Tourette's and she's probably the UK's leading authority on relaxed performances. She's done a lot around it and she's identified 7 key principles which are on the Tourette's Hero website. Again, if you drop me an email at paul@atewsefton.org.uk, I can dig them out. I'm not going to pretend I can remember right to the 7 off the top of my head, but I can quite happily dig them out and send them across to you.